Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready?
Welcome to the stage, it's your moment to shine. Level up your game, success is on the line. Okay. Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Let's go! The Champions Podcast starts now!
Knowing you, Ian, you've done a lot of social media ads, right, in the past, as
Yeah.
far as marketing and ads and things like that. Pretty familiar with that stuff. I think marketing's a huge piece in real estate. So before I kind of jump into the social media ads, because I personally am curious of, your take on it. I think you're more advanced than I am for sure. But I wanted to talk about marketing today and what agents aren't doing, should be doing. What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's always something that people need to work on, no matter how big or how good you are. Marketing is always something that people need to invest in and work on and get good at, because I think that if you're good at marketing and you're good at sales, you can do pretty much anything forever and you'll be set for life. If all the rest of it is just like organization, self-organizing systems, people, blah, 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 all the rest of it. But if you're good at marketing and sales, you're set. That's like the two main skill sets that I think will change everything for you. So this definitely sounds good to me.
Yep, I dig it. Now, do you do any marketing out there in Spain for any listings or anything like that?
So what I have a lot of experience with more than anything is advertising, which is a part of marketing. All advertising is marketing, but not all marketing is advertising, right? So
Hmm.
the paid ads side of things is where I have a lot of experience, because I did it as like a freelancer for a long time and I got into coaching with it as well. I was teaching others how to start with the basics of marketing and then playing in the advertising part later on. But it always started with like really basic stuff that people should always do before they get into marketing. And this is things that I'm changing up and starting again this year, and I believe yours is the same. So it kind of comes down to who you really want to work with, get to know that kind of person. I would build out an avatar or like a character. This is my
Well, are
perfect
are you
client.
talking social media?
It plays into social media depending on it doesn't need to be exclusively to social media, really could be played into anything, but let's be honest, like most people kind of turn to social media when they think of marketing anyway. And in my case, yeah, it's usually social media.
Well, yeah,
Um,
no. I mean, because that's where I look at marketing. There's a whole bunch of different ways, whether it's print advertising,
oh,
of course, social media, and
infinite,
so
yeah.
that's where I'm going. And I didn't want to go jump into social media too quick,
Okay.
because that's where I wanted to. I just want to see if there's anything else, because my theory of real estate, not one way works with anything. Not one way of leads, not one way of social media, not one way of marketing. Um,
Exactly.
I think you need to do a plethora, an abundance of ideas, not overwhelming ideas, maybe three or four different ideas of a marketing, since we're talking about that, to get it out there to the masses
Yeah.
and really get your product sold. So that's where I was kind of leaning into that too, and that's where I was curious before we went into any social piece.
Yeah, it plays into everything, because when it comes to any type of marketing, whether it's print, um, it could just be
Okay.
something you want to wear on any kind of form of digital. What's important about it is the message that you're getting out there, which is what marketing is really. It's the message that you send to a target audience.
Okay.
So it's getting to know who you really want to work with first, and then that translates into any kind of marketing that you want to do.
Okay.
And there's so many different types of marketing you can do, and it could be, I mean, like the digital side of it's hundreds of methods, and then the non-digital side of it also hundreds of different methods. And I think that what you mentioned a minute ago was really important, because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of agents do just kind of think of this one method of lead gen or brand recognition or whatever it is that their marketing goals are. They like just pick one and go with it, and there should be like 6 or 7 different sources of everything to really get yourself out there, to create that kind of omnipresence, which is like what you want to create with your marketing.
100%.
efforts. But it's one thing that I wanted to do this year, or coming into, business this year specifically, was do less, not maybe do less digital stuff, but do more non-digital marketing
Hmm.
because I feel like I missed out on a huge chunk of the market locally by not doing that kind of things so much in the past. And if you kind of get hold of both the non-digital stuff and the digital stuff, you're everywhere. It's not just
Yeah.
one or the other. And my downfall personally was because all of my experience was in digital and it was all advertising, it was all social media and whatever else. I was there and that's where I stayed for a long time. So yeah, things are going to change in the near future.
Well,
I
what
will
what
just
does that what does that look like for you then?
this is something that I used to talk to a lot of people about was when they also did a lot of digital and they wanted to get into print or they wanted to get into non-digital marketing. You can do pretty much the exact same thing, you just translate it over into. So for example,
For
maybe
sure.
you
But
have like a
yeah, and
yeah.
is that the direction you're taking is to kind of do some more print stuff then, or is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of because I
Hmm.
feel like I get creative with digital side of things. So all I want to do is just take that and make it physical and then get it out there. So
Well,
yeah,
and I think it's translatable very easily, especially with
super
us. We have
easy.
Canva Pro, right? So you could take that digital piece and then now it'll send it out as a mailer. The only thing you have is the cost, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone that kind of gets into it should create a plan, which includes budgeting. So yeah, have a budget for your marketing, whether it's digital or not, and
Yep.
then super translatable. You can take anything that you do digital and turn it into a physical form of marketing, definitely. Rather than your weekly newsletter or something, you can make phone calls. Yeah, it's different if you're doing like newsletters to 10,000 people at once. You can't make 10,000 phone calls at once, but it can still be done with your hot clients or your warm prospects or whatever, I don't know, or your cold calling. Take like a post on social media, turn it into a flyer or a card or something like that. I don't know. There's so many
Yes.
different things you can do to take one, just put it into the other.
You sparked an idea that, because here in the United States we have title reps, and I got with my title rep last year, and we did pop buys, is what we called it. And so it was taking what you said, that digital idea, putting it on
Yeah.
paper, printing it. They printed it for me, and then they actually put together like a little bit of candy and like in a coffee mug and wrapped it up, So it's a nice little present that you could either give it to past clients, future clients, neighbors, friends, people that will continue to remember you and say, man, you're thoughtful. And so again, taking your idea, we've touched on digital, we said we're going to send it in a mailer, and now a personal pop-by where you're using the same piece of information. You're not creating three different templates per se. All you're
Right.
doing is taking the same idea, digital, print. You're printing it again, but now you're just going to put it in a little gift basket style, and it doesn't have to be expensive. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You could keep it inexpensive, and then my personal thing, you hand deliver that. You walk around a neighborhood and you could door knock. And if you don't want a door knock, just set it on their porch and they'll get it later. And you have your business card in there, you've got your contact, what have you. How about that?
Yeah, yeah. And also, a big part of any kind of marketing is it's depending on what good it is or what type of marketing you're doing, whatever it is, it's going to create a perception of these potential clients of yours, of how they see you and your business and how you run it. So if you do a really good job with something like that, for example, especially if it's delivered in person, that's going to create such a better first impression than, I don't know, like an email out of the blue, for
Hmm.
example.
Oh, yeah,
And
100%.
especially now that everything's digital, everything's AI. We've talked about this before. I really think that the way forward, AI is going to be a huge part of it, but I really think that people are really going to miss the human touch side of things all the time. The complete other end of the spectrum, and we're going to go back to like what it was, I don't know, like 50 years ago when even when the internet was a big thing. and people were doing everything in person. It was all about looking people in the eye, strong handshake. You know, you can create this nice presentation basket or a nice listing presentation kit that includes some details on the market. Everything that you might send in an email, just print it off and have it in a nice folder with your logo on it or whatever, and just give that to your potential listing clients. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. Always made a big difference, and I think people just get lazy. I think at the end of the day, that's what it came down to. People got lazy and wanted to do everything digital, and we need to slow down on the digital stuff a little bit and go back to basics, I think, because it's going to
And
create a really good first impression.
no, I like that. I think your words were dangerous to slow down the digital. I mean, I never see digital or technology slow down, right?
No,
It's
it doesn't.
always super advanced.
Yes.
That's where I say that. Yeah, that's, and I get where you're coming from, totally.
Right.
But I think that's one of those controllables to say, all right, cool. If I'm looking at a marketing perspective, how do I control that digital side? And am I being intentional, right? Is it just like you started? Is it getting to my avatar? Is it getting to the people, the demographic, and the area that I want to target, which is
Yeah.
huge. I was out at EXPCon, and I don't know if you could see this. This is a flyer. So
Yeah.
these guys do these flyers, and super cool. What's cool about them? I've been wanting to do something that's professional quality. I looked at a couple other ones, and I like this. It feels good. It has a little gloss to it. It's good size. You could change sizes and whatnot. But
Hmm.
I really wanted something that was easy to create and easy to mail. My life, I need easy. I don't need complicated, in-depth systems. I need um I need things that can streamline, right? And I think a lot of us
Yeah.
as agents do as well. So I met these guys over there, and what's cool, and again, with our program at EXP, we have Canva Pro for free. So we could take that Canva Pro, create it there, and we could just send it over to these guys. And I think it's super simple. I can't remember. I've only done a couple of these in the last couple
Okay.
months, but it was super simple. And it was just like pretty much copy paste, boom, and put my credit card done. And like what I liked about these guys, you could pick a demographical area. And
Yeah.
you could say, hey, I want these houses, but not these houses. I want these houses included, but not those. Like you could be super specific. And I was like, ooh, that's what I wanted because I didn't want to go too far. I didn't want to go too high or low, sideways. So you just got to find those right things. And if anybody needs information on that, please drop a comment down below, and I'll be happy to get you a link to those guys and gals that are doing stuff, especially if you have Canva too.
That's basically a Facebook ad in your mailbox.
Absolutely.
It's yeah. See,
Yeah.
it's so cool, and it's I mean, especially if you can. When they announced Canva Pro for EXP, I was over the moon with it. I was so happy, and it keeps evolving as well. It gets better and better every
Yeah.
time, and because we have the Pro package, we can do anything. You can basically just type into Canva, I want this, and I want it to look like this, and I want this design, blah, blah, and in a second you have it done because it's all integrated with AI and all the rest of it. So even people that kind of think, oh, I'd love to do those mailers. I'd love to do some flyers, but I don't know about design. I don't know how to do it. I'm terrible, or I don't have the time. It's kind of like not an excuse anymore, especially if you have Canva Pro included.
I'll tell you this, I know a lot of agents too that have a marketing department or somebody doing their marketing for them. Absolutely. My virtual assistant, she helps me out too. So that's also an idea to have that, have all that control. And you have that idea to say, hey, here's what I want. Again, here's the vision of it. Here's my demographic. Here's my avatar. Take it off. So, all right, I love that, man. So, all right, so we've got some cool marketing tips, and some different ideas. What other ideas besides social media? And then I do want to get into social media, Ian,
Yeah.
with those ads and stuff. What else do you think marketing wise realtors can use right now that maybe they're not, or maybe they just forgot about?
So one thing that I am getting done at the moment, that you kind of do a lot of as well yourself is you always wear like branded clothes. And you can get really specific with how to play with this and get creative with it. So, for example, I like to run. When I go out to run, it's usually a time of day where there's a bunch of other runners. And then when I have races, there's like literally thousands of people there. So just imagine you create yourself a sports t-shirt that you can run with. You train with it 4 times a week. That's times a week you're going outside. People are seeing your brand, and it could be, I don't know, like I'm a realtor, and then a huge QR code on your back or something. Maybe not a QR code if you run too fast, because like people will be running behind you with their phone out to see what's going on. You could have your it could have your number or like a really simple website that they can just go to, or it could just be your logo for like some brand recognition. And if they're seeing that over and over and over and over again, it's again, it kind of goes back to it's like doing a brand recognition campaign through social media. And running is just an example. I like it because so many people get involved with it that thousands of people could see it just with a t-shirt that you have.
Yep.
And then even if you have like running buddies, you could all get them a running t-shirt
Yep.
as well. And then
Yep.
everybody's wearing your brand, everybody's wearing your logo. And that kind of creates curiosity. But then there's
Yep.
other things like school events, wear your stuff at school events, drop a couple of cards on the floor by accident and just leave them there. I know it's kind of like littering. Maybe, okay, maybe not, don't litter, but just find a way to get creative and leave your brand out there somehow. Leave it on a table or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and you could even talk to a lot of schools and see how you can donate, whether it's time, money, or
You can,
so that way
yeah,
you're helping the school and yet getting your name out there too. So you're
yeah.
volunteering in an essence. So
You can
um,
sponsor events and stuff. It's there's so
sponsor
many different things
events,
to do. Yeah.
super
Just
awesome.
find somewhere where there's lots of people and get your
Yep.
brand in there somehow.
Love it. Stay proactive with that. I want to go back because, like you were saying, like the wearing your branding. I'm a huge advocate for that, and I love your idea of the running, and you correlated it. I think is ideal because I was smiling as you were talking to me because I could envision you doing it with the running piece. Me, I got my Jeep,
Yeah.
so I love my Jeep and I can't wait for the nicer weather so I could take the top off and ride around. Here's what I want. I'm going to create, and I've already looked into this, a world title real estate flag that for
Oh, nice.
for Christmas this year, I got a trailer hitch flagpole that will attach to the Jeep.
No way.
And so then I could get the flag. So then I could be driving around town with the flag waving and
That's
everybody's
cool.
going to see it.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's fun. Just like your running idea, it's fun. Make things fun and people will really relate and then they'll see it. Especially if you take these basic ideas and say, gosh, how I like to run, I like to read, I like to drink coffee, I like to do XYZ. Cool. Do that stuff. And now you get to do it for work and you could do all this and branch it off. And so that's where I love the idea with the flag, and I can't wait. It's in the works. I'm done tons of research. I've got time going into spring, which is cool. But I'm so excited about it because I can't wait. And the cool
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
it actually has two flagpoles. So I could fly a champions and a world title real estate. I can't wait, brother. I'm gonna take a picture.
That's
I'm gonna take a
cool.
video and I'll send it to you.
Oh, definitely. That's really cool. I'd love to see that. But also, I'll give you a couple more examples of things that can be done to get creative with your marketing. So, my
Please.
son plays tennis. Not too long ago, when they arrived at tennis to train, we all got down there, and this guy came with a box, and he went down to the tennis court where they train. We don't usually go down there. The parents can like stay at the top just to watch if they want to watch, or they go home and come back. And this guy walked down with his box and he put it on the floor, called everyone around, and he gave everyone a t-shirt. And it was like the name of the bar that he just opened or something like that, or his friend's bar. I don't even know what it was. And he gave every single kid a sports t-shirt so they can train their tennis or whatever the sport they're playing. And then they just have the name of the bar on the t-shirt, and that's it.
Yep.
So not even something that you do specifically, like running for me or whatever it is. You can really plug into other things and even get crazier with it. Like I don't know, if you say you go to a yoga class a couple times a week, or maybe it's like a small class. I'm just going to invent something here. Maybe it'll spark some ideas in someone. If it
Yeah.
does, please let us know. Let's say there's a small yoga class and you go into your local supermarket or store like Walmart or whatever it is, wherever you are, and you get these cheap bottles for water. You put your sticker on it with your name, your phone number, maybe like your logo or whatever else you want on there. You fill it with like electrolytes or just water or Powerade or Mountain Dew, whatever it is that your sport needs. And then you just hand it out after class.
Mountain Dew is a great choice when you're doing yoga.
Maybe not for yoga, but if you're like running 50 miles in mountains, then yeah, maybe the Mountain Dew will do you good to
Maybe so.
give you a boost.
Continue on though, brother.
Maybe not the yoga, yeah. And then just hand it out after class. Like, oh, here you go. Like, just wanted to give you these. Have fun. Bye bye. See you next week, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many different little things that you can do. And the great thing about those are, for example, the water bottles is something that they'll use again and again and again. I have an agent, whenever she closes a client, when they're doing the sign and the deeds at the closing, she gives them she gives them something else, and this is really specific to this area that we're in Spain, so you can get creative with wherever you are. She gives them a bottle of extra virgin olive oil with her logo and her brand on it. So every time they have breakfast in the morning, they're putting the oil on the bread or whatever, or they're cooking
Yeah.
like an extra thing that they're doing, which is just brand awareness all the time. It could be
I
like
love that.
lighter for cigarettes, although you shouldn't smoke, pens, fridge magnets, air fresheners. Brolly, that's not American. What's a brolly in English? An umbrella, yeah, an
Yeah.
umbrella.
It's true
There's
though.
so many different things like
Yeah,
day.
and I even think when you're talking about that, even golf towels, you could even do a golf club holder. That's there. Like
Yeah,
there's companies out there that will personalize everything. And again, me going back to the Jeep idea. So Jeeps around the world, they have this thing where they duck each other. They put little rubber ducks on the Jeep, and then people collect all the rubber ducks and they pass them between other Jeeps. So another idea of mine, I want to get personalized rubber ducks that say World Title Real Estate on it, and then on the bottom of the duck has my information, right? So they could put the duck in their Jeep. It sits there. They see it. Oh, where'd that duck come from? Oh, this is this guy. Oh, there's his info. Just stuff like that. Where again, it's fun. It's relatable. It's
yeah,
those things. I love the olive oil idea. I think it's unique. It's something that they're
definitely.
using every day, that they're
Yeah,
gonna see, they're gonna hold, they're gonna feel, then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, she's awesome." Think of that, but make it all relatable to you because as you do that, it's just gonna go twofold. And yeah, great ideas, man. I love it. Just keep it personal. Out in Spain, do you guys have somebody like that can create almost your brand on anything?
yeah. I mean, it's
You do have
all
some companies out there.
yeah. Whether it's
Okay, good.
locally or online, you can get stuff
Yeah.
done. Yeah,
All right, good. And I know here in the States we definitely do. Yeah, so in any area, let us know. Again, reach out to us, comment down below, whatever is easiest. Ian or I will respond to you with some websites, ideas, just all that.
yeah,
Let's help you guys. But again, I think marketing's huge. Now, oh, this is what I wanted to also say when you were talking about yoga. The
yeah.
water bottles, I love it. And you could even level up. I really think in 2026, it's a level up year for all of us. I think, it's like, all right, hey, it's we've got to push to the next level now. So I love it. And again, depending on who you are in real estate and where you're at financially, how much money can you spend on that marketing? You mentioned a budget earlier, which is huge. So if you're buying a cheaper bottle and putting a sticker, cool. Start there. But what does that look like in 6 months to 12 months to 3 years? Right? Maybe you can get an engraved water bottle, right? Something that's more durable. What are they called? Those Stanley coolers. Maybe you can look into
Right.
those. They're going to cost more money, but your clientele's growing. So you could invest in that. What you got me sparked on when you said yoga, I immediately thought yoga mats with a
Yoga
logo.
mats.
I so thought that because people are right there, they're laying down, and you're right there, and then they're downward dog, and they're doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
and The logo's right there in front of their face. I'm just
have
like,
your face on it.
yeah, right. And so that's it, man. It's those little things that you could spark that interest. Coffee's your thing. Put it on a coffee mug. Hand out coffee mugs with some coffee grounds in it. Get to know people. Maybe they use pods. Those already ones. Buy them some pods and put it in the coffee mug. Here you go. Enjoy coffee on me for the next week, or a Starbucks gift card. You can put in there. So get creative, guys. Get past that. And I know we only have a few minutes left, brother. And I love where this went. I'm so excited, for the energy you bring too, always, Ian. Do want to go back to the social media ads
Yeah.
because I think that's important. Now, like you said before, and I know you've got all that experience in social media marketing. Um, Paid ads, boosts. What about those paid ads? Are those background ads? And that's where I want to kind of dive into this for the next few minutes.
So Um, it's kind of difficult to talk about specific things sometimes with this because so my experience specifically is always in Facebook and Instagram ads or Meta, right? Um, I don't really get into like TikTok ads or I've done a couple of YouTube ads every now and then. But so for I created a course which taught people how to do this. The course is no longer valid because they change things so quickly that it's difficult to keep up. So it's like
Yeah,
we're in one of my videos, so click here and click this button. If
it's
you
fun.
there now, you're like that button does not exist anymore. What I do, and people just get lost. So the first thing to keep in mind is that it changes all the time. So always be up to date on your marketing platforms, whatever it is. When you post, for example, on Facebook, and you'll sometimes see that little blue button. Again, you watching this video, you might be like, "What blue button doesn't exist anymore?" But yeah, it used to be called like the boost post button.
Right.
You see it on Instagram a lot. You can boost your post or promote your post or whatever. They were they were always okay. I would say more for just getting your name out there rather than actually getting results. And we're realtors here talking to other real estate professionals. Let's be honest, what we want is leads. So it was always lead generation that I did. The boost post thing, I never found really worked for lead generation. So if you're just trying to get your name out there, thousands of people in your local market want to see your brand, then okay, that's fine. Just you can do that. Or maybe you're looking for more followers or whatever, trying to get a message out. That's cool. But if it comes to lead generation, I would always go through the steps, the more drawn out process of actually building out a campaign step by step. There's a bunch of tutorials you can watch on YouTube for this, or you can get someone else to do it for you, which is usually what most people do, I think, which is what I used to do for others. And yeah, the big thing to keep in mind, it all works through an algorithm. The longer that your campaign is active, the more it's going to learn. It's like your ChatGPT. The more you use it, the more it learns about you. The more the campaign will learn about the kind of people that are reacting to your ad and filling out the form and you getting the lead. You'll find some people that, oh, I want to do advertising, I'm going to try it, and they do it for like 4 days. Oh, it doesn't work. I lost my money. I wasted it all, and I haven't sold a home yet. That's not how it works. It needs time to learn how to who's reacting to your posts and the kind of clients that you're looking to find.
Okay.
So, for example, I used to do a minimum contract of 3 months working with people. Because in 3 months' time, I know that we could test, make mistakes, fix them, straighten out any creases in the campaign or make some edits here and there, and then get results as well. So within 3 months, we could have leads generated at the beginning, maybe okay, might not stick them in a follow-up campaign or whatever. But then as time goes on, supposedly the theory is that the leads get a little bit better because the algorithm is going to learn about who you're trying to target. That's one side of it is the time commitment. The other thing is the money commitment. The best way to do it is start with a budget. Don't make it extremely low because, especially on Meta, because it's such a saturated market now. Everybody uses Facebook advertising, and companies, small companies, individual agents, little people putting on a random event. It's so saturated that if you have such a small budget, you're just not going to win the bidding war for that digital piece of real estate to be shown on someone's feed on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. So start with an okay budget, I would say like $15 a day, run with it. And then once you find a pool of leads that comes in a little bit more consistently and they're okay leads and you can work with them, Not all of them are going to be great. That's just how online leads work. Some of them you'll get rid of. The other ones you'll put into like a follow-up campaign or drip campaign or whatever. And when you get to that point where things are running smoothly, things are working, then you increase the budget. I thought you were going to say decrease the budget. No, that's when you increase because you're just going to get more results of the good stuff. That's where you're going to
Yeah.
get more of the better leads. In a pond, that's where you find the good fish or the big fish. Definitely the money side of things. But,
Right.
that's what advertising is.
I know like Meta, they'll have their limitations. You kind of have to follow it. Everything's got to be follow protocol, follow compliant, maybe country or state regulations, all that stuff. So Meta's going to make sure things are done the right way. So there are
Oh,
some
yeah.
things you could change with that. Now, what you were talking about, that was kind of more of a boost post, if you will, right? It's kind of what you were describing as far as that ad.
Yeah, boost post and create an Outlook campaign. So if you went into the
Okay.
Meta Business Manager, which is like the full-blown advertising platform, the boost
And
post doesn't have as many functions, but it's the same kind of principles.
so the Meta Business side, is that where you could do like background ads where you're not posting it on your page, but it's running on Facebook and Instagram and it's popping up and
Exactly.
people are talking housing and it's like, oh, look at there's Jason and oh, there's Ian and
So your the ads on there are one thing, and then what people actually see on your page or on your profile is a completely other thing. So yeah,
mm,
the advertising platform is where I did all my work because it had one goal, and that was to generate leads. And in all
right,
fairness, whenever you post on Facebook, how many leads do you get through it? Through it? None. You
yeah,
can you can create a post and use that as your ad. You can do that,
right.
but yeah, generally, in my experience anyway, I would create the ads and you wouldn't see it unless you were in the target audience
Mhm.
in that specific area. That's the only way you would kind of see that ad. It wouldn't be posted anymore.
I was just thinking you always when you're talking all this stuff, you get me excited, you motivate me and inspire me. So I'm like, all right, how can I translate this? And then how can I help more clients with stuff like this? Or how can we help more realtors to get more clients so we can help them to get more homes? I'm like spinning in different directions. So I appreciate you, brother. Um,
Yeah.
and real fast on like those campaign ads versus boost, and maybe it's one and the same, and I'm just slow to process as well. I know you said, hey, maybe start with $15 depending on your budget. On the, are you talking about either side, whether it's boost or that campaign style through Meta Business?
If you had a budget where you're able to do the 15 a day for 3 months or a month or 2 months or whatever, I would do it through the Meta advertising platform rather than just the boost post. The boost post thing is great if you have something interesting you want to get lots of eyes to see. It could be like a new listing or an open house, for example. Those
Hmm.
are okay for boost posts because then hundreds of people are going to see that ad and you're like, okay, boost post for like $50. You could do that, but if you have the budget, I would always do it through the actual advertising platform itself.
Nice. What about Google Business Page?
It's different because Facebook is me putting myself in front of you whilst you're like being a couch potato on a Sunday night watching
Right.
football or whatever, or watching Netflix. I'm putting myself in front of you on your phone. Whereas Google is more of a they're looking for something specific and then they find me. So when I was selling my service, like building out Facebook and Instagram campaigns, a lot of people would ask me that. They would say, "Do you recommend Facebook or social media or like Google ads? Which one do you think is better?" Or like that's like asking someone if they prefer red wine or white wine. It's not like one's better than the other. It's not the same. They're
Yeah.
both advertising, they're both online, but they're not the same thing. In an ideal world, if you have the budget for it, you do both because then you're in front of people because you want to be in front of them. And also, they find you when they're looking for something specific, like a real estate
Mhm.
service. Or one of the biggest changes I've seen in the past few years is the leads that you would receive through Google are higher quality than you would through social media. Social media can produce more, but they're going to be like lower quality, I find. So,
Yeah.
and if you have low quality leads, but there's more of them, there's more potential there for them to become clients in the future. So that's the thing you need to kind of play with and balance out. And then, yeah,
Mm.
if you can do both, then just do both.
Love it. That's great. Well, so many great tips today, and I appreciate you going down this road with me, brother. I think it's crucial, especially as agents are setting up their business. We've talked about branding. I think branding yourself is huge as we go into the future. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be less brokerage name, more branding you. I just think
Always.
that's yeah, I mean, it's
Always.
gotta turn that way, especially it's just how society is, man. It's just moving that direction. So
And,
get your names out there, keep marketing, so that way you can keep getting business today, but then also look at that long-term marketing so that builds your brand over the next 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. It continues to grow. So keep those smart ideas. I love everything that you added here today, Ian. And I always appreciate these podcasts. You always get things moving, man. So, um,
yeah.
man, wrap us up, brother.
So, final word, just to kind of play off of what you just said. Think of it this way. If, let's just say, 5 years from now you decide to change brokerage, would you prefer that all the time that you've been in business up to now, plus these other 5 years from the moment that you decide to change brokerage, all of those clients are kept by the broker, or would you like for them to be loyal to you and go with you wherever you are because you're the one that does all the work? That's the difference between branding your boss's business or the personal brand. Make it about you, get your name out there, make it about you all the time. Everything that you do, make it yours so that wherever you are, your clients go with you.
I
That's
love
another
it.
thing as well. So yeah, have fun
Well
with it.
said.
Get creative and have a blast. It is fun once you get into it and the mind starts going and it's like, oh yeah, make it happen and get people talking about you.
Make it good, guys. See you next time.
should just ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay.